welcome back. We've got another video for you today. We're wearing our new makes, as you can see. And we showed you the patterns last time. So we've made the toaster sweater and the Ada skirt. And here we are. And yeah, Louise, do you want to start? Tell everyone what you've made.
So I'm happy with both makes, but they don't go together. Especially not on me. Because the toast is really lovely and cozy, and it works really well with a pair of skinny jeans. On me, at least. I really like it. I had to go at colour blocking with this lovely fabric remnants that I got from Sew Me Sunshine, but she does still have this fabric. And I really enjoyed making it, and it's very cozy and very 80s, and it's just really nice. But
with the earrings as well.
With the big earrings, but I just don't think it goes with the skirt. It just makes me look like a big square block, but that's fine. And then the skirt I really love. It came out really nice in my fabric and it came out really nice. I actually enjoyed sewing it because there was like bits that I've never done before. Like I'd never done a pocket like that before, and really like it. And it's a good size pocket. You could fit a bottle in there. Like I really think a bottle of wine. Well, hey, I was thinking more baby bottle, but
we were talking about baby bottles.
Like, where's the booze?
Yeah, so I think it would work really well at that, and I really like it. But the skirt for me goes better with a top tucked in.
I think we're all thinking the same thing.
Because you've opted to tuck it in, and it looks so much more chic. And I wore it here, tucked it with a top tucked in, not with this on, and it looks so much nicer.
Yes, so, we did see it with just a black top.
Just a little black top,
really
and
nice.
it looked really nice and like really chic. So I'm really happy with both mates. Gonna wear them, and actually the fitting wasn't too bad. With the skirt, I had to add 2.5 to the side seams to make it come out to my size, but that wasn't too bad. And the toaster, I didn't have to do anything to that. I just made the larger size. And with the colour blocking, I was quite lazy, and I used the shorten and lengthen lines.
I often do that.
That's what I did, because I was like, well, why don't I just do that? But what was quite funny for me, so it is quite long on me, but because I didn't measure the arms, so when I finished it, like I sewed it up and I tried it on. I think I sent you guys the picture, and my sleeve was like this, and I've never had that problem before. I'm not quite sure what happened, and I hadn't added anything because I'd worked out, like with the colour blocking, I worked out the seam allowance for that, but for some reason the sleeve was there. It was really weird. So I did end up taking quite a big bit, but I didn't measure it. I'm sorry, guys. But all I did was I lined it up and then worked out where I needed it to line up with the colour blocking on the top. But it was just so funny. It was just that's never happened to me. But yeah, really nice sew. The toaster was really nice. Really enjoyed sewing it. Yeah, I just enjoyed sewing both. Yeah. But they just don't go together.
But they're good new
staples. Wardrobe staples.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a lot of wear of this. I can just see me in a school run or going to the park with kids running around in this. And it's what you need when the weather's getting colder. Yeah. I don't usually make sensible makes like this. And I'm really glad I've got them. But yeah, just not together. Yeah. Your go?
Yeah, I had the same issue, so I first made the skirt and then made my toaster, and I had pretty much standard toaster. I think I made a size small because I have made this previously, so I just used the same pattern again. I think it's a small. Tried it on, same thing, just one rectangle, and so I tried to tuck it in. And that's when I thought, oh, actually, that looks nice too. So what I then did, went back to the sewing machine, took 4 centimeters, so I sort of turned it inside out, took 4 centimeters at the bottom.
Yeah.
I've just drew a straight line up to the armhole, because of course you don't want to change anything here. Straight line, stitched it down. So at the bottom you're then taking out 8 centimeters at each side. And it looked a lot better than
Slimmed it
tucked in
down.
because otherwise there was too much of
Too
you know
much.
this going on, and now it looks it's still
It
a
looks
bit
really
like
nice with your
puffy, but it's
skirt.
Really
nice.
chic.
Yeah.
It's like nice.
And didn't change anything. I had big plans of doing something spectacular at the back, but I just thought that this was more wearable. And
It's probably good you didn't, now that it looks better tucked in as well.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
otherwise you'd lose that. So
yeah, so I'm sort of happy with the combination now. Skirt was a bit of a project.
yeah,
So
me and Barbara had
Yeah.
some sizing issues.
yeah, some fun conversations
Yeah.
on WhatsApp late
Yeah.
night.
yeah.
And so I followed the size chart. I
Because
measured
there's
myself.
no finished measurements. I couldn't see
No.
anywhere.
No, there's no finished measurements
No.
because usually I go by them.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
me
it was-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it's still in French, like the words.
Yeah.
And I guessed what the words were, but I even did Google them just to double check.
Yeah.
Double check. Yeah, the
Yeah.
instructions are not as amazing as what we're used to with other indie designers, I think, because it's a French company and some bits are translated, but it's not amazing. It's a bit minimum. But that was the problem for me was mainly the size chart. So I chose a size. Well, I went with a size 40. I've never been a size 40 before in my life. I thought, okay, well, sounds like it would be big for me, but I was only 1 centimeter smaller than the waist measurement on the size chart, so
Yeah.
1 centimeter smaller than the 40. So I thought, okay, well, you know, it's not usually my size, but if that's what the chart says,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going for. It ended up being, well, 2.5 size too big. It was massive. So I took the side seams out again. Because the darts of the size 40, they were really far apart. And I ended up with a size, well, smaller than a 36 probably. So the darts were way too far apart. So luckily I had more fabric. I cut a new back piece
Right.
in a size 36. The front, I couldn't change the side seams because I already spent quite a few hours making the pockets.
Yeah.
So I took it out of the front, took 3 centimeters of both sides on the front to just... Yeah, I
That is
know!
really mad.
Yeah.
It was really massive. And at this point you can imagine, going back and like trying it on again, going back to the machine. I was already thinking, I'm never going to finish this. But, that's good because you know that you're filming. So you want to finish it. And I'm glad that I did. So after all those alterations, it does work right now. It's even a tiny bit too snug, so I actually want to go back and take add a little bit more to the seam allowance now, so I went a little bit too far there. But it fits, it's fine. I love my buttons. Only thing I would change in the next time, I didn't follow the instructions and I did my buttonholes horizontally, and they tell you to do it vertically, like Lisa has done with her buttonholes, and I actually like that better. So I will change that next time.
It still works. So you want to make another one?
I will still wear this. I put some different. This is from my stash. I've made 2 things in this fabric already, and I've used it again now for the lining of the pockets. And I do actually really like it as an outfit now.
It's really
so
nice.
it did work out in the end. But there might have been a little bit of swearing going on sort of halfway. Possibly, maybe. But yeah, happy with the result. Yeah. So I really like yours. The buttons and the buttonholes, it works really well. And I love that you've made the
Yeah,
bow.
I made the bow.
Oh, sorry to. Different
Oh, yeah,
waistband.
different waistband,
waistband, because otherwise people might think that looks
Yeah.
really different.
Because yours is much narrower as well. 'Cause this
I
one's
just
quite
sort of
wide.
drafted
Yeah.
one myself. Basically a really
Straight line.
Straight line.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, sorry. It just
Reminded you. Yeah.
when I saw your bow, I do really love it with the bow. But yeah,
Yeah.
tell us the rest.
So I'm on the same boat with Louise. I don't think I'd wear these 2 together just because, I like the toaster, but I don't know if it looks so great when you've got a fuller bust. It does kind of pull up quite a lot. I mean, maybe I could size up, but then it would be bigger on me everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I don't know if that's the answer. I really like it. I really enjoyed sewing it. It's got some interesting little details. I like doing the neck and I like doing the hem.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the hem's really nice.
Yeah.
The hem was nice.
But yeah, it looks really nice on my clots, which is great, and I will get a lot of wear out of it. It's just I don't know. It makes my boobs look a bit funny sometimes, but that's fine. The skirt, I really love it. Really, really love it. But I did also have some sizing issues. I made a 42. And I went back and then I looked, when I was looking at the measurements, I didn't really take into account how big my hips were, and I was kind of like glancing at them thinking, yeah, that's fine. And then when I went back, I realised I probably should have graded between a 42 and a 44, but I'm really glad I didn't, because like Barbara, it was too, in the end it ended up, because I was paranoid it was going to be too small, and I had only had a metre of this fabric, and I think we might share a picture on Instagram of like how much fabric I had left after cutting it out, because it was just tiny wee scraps, like it was nuts.
Making the most out of it,
making
though.
the most out of it, it was good.
It was really impressive.
I also shortened it by an inch, 2.5 centimetres, just so it kind of sits above my knee. Otherwise I think it would have, it was also so I could fit it, but I think I don't really like things hitting right at my knee. I either like them to be just above or just below. I think that looks nicer. It's just a personal thing. But I'm 5'2", so if you're making this, just so you know. And then so anyway, when I put the side seams together, I tried it on, and I ended up actually having to take it in, not by much. I took it, so the seam allowance on the pattern is 1 centimetre, and I ended up using 1.5 centimetres on the side seams. So it wasn't a huge amount, but you know, I did make it a bit different on the waist and stuff. The instructions are a bit minimal. The photos aren't amazing on the but I was following the printout, and I don't know if it would look better on the screen, because obviously it was black and white, so I don't know.
I did it on the screen and it was still.
I did. Yeah, I did.
I'm not doing that again.
I did it on the. I didn't mind the pictures.
No,
but then you sent us some pictures as well.
Yeah, I sent some pictures as I was doing it, because I did it. So the pockets are a square going into a square, and you have to snip the corner in order to sew the square. So I
don't know if you can see that if I sort of hold it up.
But we can also show on the
we can put that in, because I think you shared a really good tip with us, so I thought maybe everyone else is interested in that as well.
So I kind of almost marked the seam allowance on the edge of the pocket,
really helps.
And then I don't know what this bit is called. What's that? The front bit?
Piece?
Yeah. So I just stitched at 1 centimetre, just that corner on that and the pocket, so that when you come and you snip it, you've got a guide to where you snip it, and it also makes it easier to sew, which they don't do in the instructions. It's just something that
it was really helpful, because you were first, and I followed your instructions, and that was really helpful.
Because I used a combination of the two, but I would have struggled on that bit, because I did exactly what you said, and I think it would have been a struggle if I hadn't done what you said.
I mean, it's an easy enough thing to do. It's just a wee bit fiddly. So
you make your corner stronger as well.
Yeah, exactly, because you stitch it, and you just snip to the stitching, obviously not through the stitching. But so that was, and then everything else I did exactly how they said. I did the waistband how they said, which isn't how I would normally put a waistband on. It does get a bit bulky when you go over the belt loops, but it was fine. It was nice to try a new technique of doing it. I did make the belt too. I made it a lot shorter because I didn't have enough fabric, but I'm also glad I did it, because I think they have it longer, so you also tie in a bow. And so a bow as well as the shaped ends, and I've just got it so it's just got the shaped ends in a knot, so
which looks really pretty.
I actually kind of like it like that, but
works out.
and I lined it, which was exciting. So I don't know how I'm going to explain how I did that.
Very soft lining.
So I used leftovers from the silk from my wedding dress, because I completely overbought, ordered way too much silk, but I was so paranoid about not having enough, and I was like, well, it's white silk, I'm going to be able to use it for something, and now I'm just lining everything in silk. And I made a lining pattern by basically just, I laid the what's this? I don't know what this is called. It's like the side panel. Side panel?
So I think that's what it says, side
so
panel.
I laid
does
the
it?
side
Okay.
panel over the front panel, so it was one piece, and then I just cut it out. And then what I did was I didn't do the button band when you're meant to do the button band. I left the button band, sewed up both skirts separately. Shall
That's
we wait?
Phoebe.
That's Phoebe. That's Phoebe doing a wee scratch on her scratching house. Thanks, Phoebe.
Thank you for the sound
Yeah.
effects.
So when I was lining it, I didn't do the button band when you're meant to do the button band. I essentially sewed up 2 skirts before without attaching the waistband. I hemmed them both. So I hemmed this skirt at 1 centimetre and the lining at 2 centimetres.
Yeah. That is
And
shorter.
then, so it's shorter. And then before I did the button band, I attached the lining shell to the outer shell along the waist, and then I caught the lining in the button band when I was folding it. And then I stitched the button band down, and then I put the waistband on.
Yeah,
and
so it stays in place.
So it stays in place.
But
so
it's still separate at the same time.
It's still separate at the hem, so it doesn't
Yeah.
kind of pull on the skirt and things. And I think because my the cotton is slightly stretchy, and obviously the silk doesn't have any stretch, so I think it was a good idea not to catch it at the hem, because I think it might pull weirdly because one's stretchy and one's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really glad I did, because I'm wearing it with tights, doesn't stick or anything. So
Perfect.
yeah, it was great. Yeah, I really, really like the skirt. I mean, I do like the top as well, but I really like the skirt. I think it's because also I've had this fabric for ages, and now
It's
I
so
finally
pretty.
made something out of it. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
It's really
nice.
rewarding.
And
Yeah.
I think the pockets are flattering on, like, because where they've placed the pockets on the pattern is really clever in that it's not, so the pocket, even though they're kind of funnel and they stick out,
Yeah.
they're not right on your hips, they sit kind of a bit round, so it gives you kind of an exaggerated hourglass figure almost.
Yeah.
So I really
like the pockets.
Yeah.
I think that's my favourite thing about this
Yeah.
skirt.
Yes,
And I didn't
it's a
think-
good feature.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was big enough for a bottle of wine, but
Yeah.
now I know that. That's what we'll be doing.
I might have a mini bottle though, because my
Yeah.
it's
Yours are a little bit little.
tighter.
Mine are really big.
Yeah.
Might have been with like just changing.
Just maybe the fabric
Yeah.
type.
and because you've added a little bit.
I didn't add any to the pocket.
To the pocket.
So what
Oh.
I did, when I did my adding to the front bit, because
Yeah.
I didn't want to fiddle around with the pockets and the
Yeah, I
side
don't blame
panel,
you.
Yeah.
I added from the button band.
Ah, yeah. So
Ow.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Because I was like, I'm not doing this.
No.
It took a little bit longer, obviously, on the back piece because it's one solid piece. It's not folding.
No.
Cut on the
Oh no,
fold.
I cut my. Oh, that's another thing that we both did. I just ignored that and cut mine on the fold.
Oh, I had enough. I was fine. I
Yeah.
just cut it like that. So I did that. And what I did is I traced. So I did it on one side, and then those pattern wheels.
Yeah.
You fold it in half, and then you use the pattern wheel to
Okay,
trace.
yes.
That was,
Exciting.
Ellie showed me that, and I was like, "Why have I never thought of this?"
Yeah.
Exciting.
So Ellie, that. So I did that, and
Okay.
the
Good idea.
waistband. Yeah, I had to do it on the waistband. But
Yeah.
not on all. Yeah,
on all the
pieces.
On all the pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I was glad I did the elastic bit. I didn't put the belt loops on. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I did the elastic.
Makes
Yeah,
it
I
again.
did.
It's a cool feature.
It's just something I've never
Yeah.
done before. It's not maybe something I'll do again,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
It does make it comfy to wear. It does kind of gather a wee bit across your bum, but I don't think it's an unflat.
No.
It's not like, oh god, look what's going on in my arse. It's not like
No.
it's not like that.
No, I think
but-
it's an interesting feature.
Yeah.
I wish I had, because now I'm like a little bit like I'm not sure how much I can eat in this.
I think also it was quite good. It was in French, but with this pattern as well, there was an instruction video.
Yeah, and it is useful.
Yeah,
it is
'cause
useful.
it's the visual. Like
It's-
visually,
yeah.
you could see him do it because that
and you
was the
can
elastic
learn
one
French
helped
at the
me.
same time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It definitely helped with the
I think
elastic
my-
bit
Well, yeah, definitely.
because that was the bit.
Sewing French vocabulary is definitely
Improving.
improving slowly.
Yeah, I just did like start, stop,
Yeah.
stop, and did every. Yeah, so I used the video more than the instructions.
Because the instructions were like one sentence and then
Yeah, I
so
think
you
they do
needed
that
more.
for all. They do that for all their patterns, and I think
Okay.
maybe that's why, because the instructions are pretty brief, and then they have the video. Because I've made quite a few of their patterns, and I really
Okay.
like them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the videos definitely make them easier to put together.
The way to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Okay, so that's from us then. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, so on that note, we'll see you next time, and we'll be back showing you the fabric and the pattern we're going to make for next month.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.